All right, welcome back to the second segment of Eakin' It Real with
Eakin' It Real, baby.
co-host People's Champ, which needs no introduction. And then the man of the hour, Joe San Nicolas. Joe, how are you today?
I'm doing really good, thank you.
Yeah. Hey guys, Joe has been.
He had so much more energy than that earlier. Do it again, Joe.
Now, Joe
I'm doing
is
really good, thank you.
Joe is a natural comedian, which probably made you a really good car salesperson when starting out.
Yeah, I would say so. I think that's good with anything when you have a sense of humor. It starts with the sense of humor. Anything starts good with the sense of humor. So,
Yeah. Who's your favorite stand-up comedian?
ooh, I'd have to start with probably Richard Pryor,
Richard Pryor.
and then Eddie Murphy, probably right after that. Then there's a
Okay.
few others, but
I just asked that question to kind of get a gauge of where your humor
well.
level can get to. You
I
know.
don't know if that's really good. Then
28 years with the Eakins.
yes, sir,
Is that correct?
that's correct.
Tell me where you started at.
Years ago here in Killeen, we have in the Killeen Mall, I used to have a dealership there, and that's where I used to sell. And we sold Mitsubishis, Isuzus, Suzukis. I think some of the brands aren't even in business anymore, but I sold that at the mall.
I've sold a few Suzuki Sidekicks back in the day, just randomly as pre-owned cars. I thought those were pretty cool.
They used to call me Joey Suzu,
Joey Suzu.
even though I was not Joey Suzu, but I used it as a tag back
Remember,
in the day.
I
so
sold a Suzuki Esteem.
Never even heard of an
those were
Esteem.
later model when those are newer. Yeah, these aren't old.
So what actually prompted you to get into the car industry, Joe?
Man, honestly, it was by accident, and I think a lot of people kind of fumble their way into the car business. Nobody just wakes up and say, "I'm going to be in the car business," and you kind of just get a niche in it. At least that's when I got into the business. Everybody had that thought that, I don't want to be a car salesman, because they don't know what it really is about.
Yeah.
All you see is the stigma of what people think it's about until you actually get in and find out what it's actually going on here. Before that, I did the whole go to college, work at like a restaurant, everything and then I ended up losing my job in the restaurant business. And then when I went and applied for a job, like at Workman's Comp, I went to get lunch and then in the mall, and then that's when a good buddy of mine said, "Hey, why don't you try selling cars?" And then that's kind of how I got into the business.
What was do you remember the first person you sold a car to, what their name would be, or anything
I don't
about
remember his
that?
name, but I know what he bought. He bought a Lincoln Mark 8,
Wow.
which is a very old car. Actually, it was a Mark 7.
Okay.
It was before the Mark 8. So he bought he was an A&M grad. I remember that because he bought red. It was right off the showroom floor. That was my first sale.
And those Aggies are loyal to their colors.
Yeah. And it was actually deceptive because it was really easy going, and he didn't say anything. He just said, "Yeah, I'll buy it." And I thought that was the car business until I realized that's not the car business.
It's not always that
He's
easy.
like that, right?
Yeah, it's not good at all. So,
Man,
but-
can you remember a situation that, something that happened that's crazy, like a crazy story or a moment?
Well, this one is pretty relevant to the dealership here. Years ago, I sold a car. I signed up a guy who was in the military at the time, who is now one of our finance managers here at the dealership. And I didn't realize that until he pulled me aside and he says, "Hey, I don't know if you remember me, but you signed me up years ago." And I thought that was pretty neat for him to remember. I want to say 10 plus years ago that he bought a car.
I remember the moment whenever he did say that.
Yeah, I was
Shannon
shocked.
West, he came over here from a competing store or brand actually, and I remember that was one of the first things he said is, "Yeah, I remember you. You don't remember me? I bought a car from you."
Yeah, I was the one who signed him up back when we had a building on the corner. That was years ago. So, but that's probably a moment that I remember just because it's like a full circle thing.
I'm looking for something a little bit more extreme, so I'm going to go to you on this one, Champ. What's one of the craziest thing that's happened to you selling cars?
I had this guy come up here. He's I didn't know him, but he knew me. I've known of him. He comes up here. He couldn't buy a car on his own. Needed a co-signer. Called Grandma. Grandma's cool. "Yeah, I'll do anything for my baby. Yeah, let's do it." And I was like, "Okay, you got to come on down here." He's like, "I ain't driving way down there clean." I said, "Yes, you are." She says, "No, I'm not. I'll come down and I'll kick your." She was crazy, man. And I said, "I'm gonna pay for your gas." Well, all right, her, who's gonna come get me? So I paid for her gas. She came happy. Anyway, she gets here. She was like, "Hey, this is between us. I don't want my daughter to know nothing. That's all I'm telling. I don't want my daughter to know nothing because I'm not co-signing for nobody else. This is my baby.
Yeah.
And if they find out, they want me to co-sign for them too, right?"
Yeah.
I said, okay, that's cool. I ain't gonna. it's paperless, so I don't think you'll get nothing in the mail, right? She said, okay, that's cool. As long as we're good, 'cause this is my baby. I said, okay. So we're in there, they're kicking it, having a good time. Bro, not even like 3 days later, the daughter's calling up there. Why did my mom come up there? This, and that. I'm hearing them in the background throwing stuff. I says, hey, man, is everything okay over there? So they actually came to the dealership, made a big deal out of everything. And she's like, you know what, Chad, I'm keeping that car. I don't care what she says. I'm not co-signing for her, so you keep her out of my business. That was a good little story right there, man.
Yeah, I bet
it's
that
always something with family, boy.
Family gets a little intense
they
sometimes.
Get crazy.
Anytime getting into that wallet, I think people get a little intense a little bit.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know if I got anything close to that.
Well,
Yeah.
I think I do, but I don't know if I want to talk about
I
it
had
on the
another
podcast.
one that bought a brand new truck for me, brand new. It was off the showroom floor here in Killeen, brand new. Transmission went out like, I think you were still there, not even 800 miles. And he was like, he called up there on the work phone. If this truck would actually run, I'd run this through the front of the building. I said, man, where do I get these people at? Yeah. He says, I'm paying this card on the transmission's already out. That's when they first came out with the 4 cylinders.
Oh, yeah.
All I can say was, sir, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know you're sorry.
Well, when they first came out with that 2.7 Chevy Turbo,
Yeah.
that's all that they would sell. Like, that was
Man.
whenever they changed the body style. That was all that was available for, like, the
Yep.
first 6 months. I was in
V8s.
San Angelo, and I remember selling one of my buddies one of those trucks, and he had a surf boat. Well, on the data, it said it would tow 8,000 to 10,000 pounds, and his boat was 7,000 pounds. It just didn't say how well it would tow it,
Yeah.
especially up a hill. But I remember he put his boat down at the marina, and I guess the incline was too steep. He couldn't get this boat out of the water, and he was embarrassed. And I ended up having to buy that truck back and selling him, a Ford. A used Ford, just so he could pull his boat. No pun on Chevys, but if you're buying a 2.7 4-cylinder Chevy Silverado, I wouldn't plan on towing a lot of weight.
Hey, that's the 2 bad ones, right? I have some bad ones, right? But I have some good ones too. I sold this lady. I don't know, so I can't say her name, right? But she hit a big amount. Not won the lottery, but she hit on the lottery, right? Mm-hmm. And she hit out of Mart, Texas. And she came to me and she was like, hey, I want to, you always sell me cars. You always did me right. This is about the fifth or sixth car I was selling at the time. And she came in and she was like, hey, she tried to give me like $500. Like, hey, thank you for your, I'm not taking that. I'm like, I'm good. Thank you. I want you to come back. Don't worry. Money's not a thing as long as you're taken care of, right? So she ends up buying that Chevy, the Chevy Silverado from me, and she ended up buying what was that other Chevy? She bought 2. Oh, Colorado. She bought 2 trucks, a big truck for her husband and a small truck. She paid cash, right? So they were giving me a big deal because it wouldn't clear right then. So she wrote a check, and they were like, we can't let her take the cars. Anyway, I went to you, and you was like, she could take the cars. I'm signing off on it. I don't know if you remember this. I'm like, okay. So I let her go. And when she left, man, she was all happy. I took pictures of her. She called me like not even 20 minutes later. She says, hey, I forgot to tell you. I had that. You gave me that big office back there. Mm-hmm. So I forgot to tell you, man, look in your top drawer.
I think I gave you my office, didn't I?
You gave me yours. So I went in there and I looked in the top drawer, $3,000, bro.
Wow.
And she wouldn't take it back.
That's incredible.
I love that lady.
Yeah, so she saw a little value and she knew you were taking care of her and appreciated it.
It was crazy. And then I'd call her to give it back, and I haven't seen her in person since then. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, right? That was
crazy.
The best experience. I was like, dang, that's really, like, I should have took the $500. I don't want your money. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I know that we could be here all day for me asking Joe about, good positive experiences, because it seems like every single day we sell someone that Joe and his family is involved with here, which is an awesome thing, right? But
yeah, I think that's probably the benefit of working here so long is that we see people that have come in, and then when you see them come in and they have grandkids, and they're people that we sold them when they were young and coming through. We do have a steady flow. Plus, I am local. I graduated local here. And
was your parents military?
My dad was in the military.
Okay.
And that's kind of how we stuck around here and stayed here this whole time. So. It's always been.
It's always been home.
It's always been home. If I don't hear howitzers in the background from time to time, I won't know how to act. We got to have some field artillery or something happening for me to feel comfortable, or seeing people in uniform.
So how long has this store been in this location, Joe?
Oh, my goodness. So I want to say we did a remodel 4 or 5 years ago, And I think this building has been here probably before then, maybe 8 years or something like that. And even during the remodel, when we were doing this, we stayed open, even though it was a big sheet of dust in here. I don't know if there's
been
people
through a
that
remodel. That's
bring
rough.
there's people that will come through and still remind us of the remodel and how everything was so dusty. But this building's been around here probably the way it is now for about, I'd say, 4 years.
4
5
years?
yeah.
Okay, and where was that at before?
We were on the corner a while back over there where the corner stand slitter, I'd say, is where the Kia started out. That's when Mr. Eakin first had that. And then moved from there to here. This used to be a used car lot. It was a trailer at one time, and then it's been built up to what you see now. So
You know, year over year, you've seen a lot of growth, I'm sure, with this company. We just had a record year. What would you contribute to that as far as Kia or the staff? Or
I think it's our whole team. It starts obviously from Mr. Eakin. A lot of people don't know it, and he won't talk about it, how much of a giving person he is, and not just of money, but with just his personality in general. Just him in general he's somebody that you could be around and know that wants to make an impact, not just financially, but as a part of your life, to where he's leaving himself a legacy. That transpires down to his daughter, Kimberly, and then how they are pushing us forward in this business. It's hard to have a family environment and still have corporate objectives and still be able to hit them
that's
successfully.
a good way to put that.
So it even to the point to where we hit President's Club again for the second year in a row.
2 times.
2 times in a row, and then we also hit #1 in our group. So it's a couple of things that when you've been with this company a long time, and not even if you have, if you take pride in seeing things go forward, it's nice to see that you're getting recognized on a national level. So
I think we were speaking about it earlier today. In the nation, there's 804 or 808 Kia dealerships. What number are we?
We're at number 40, I believe.
45.
45, yeah.
Yep, 45.
So-
yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Tell me something else about you that maybe some of our viewers don't know yet, Joe.
Besides, you was a bodybuilder.
No,
And you love to fish. No, I'm just playing.
I like to take long walks. No, I'm just kidding.
I was going to say
No.
something.
I like to fish. I'm from the islands. I'm from Guam, the island of Guam. We do a lot of fishing, a lot of natural stuff. Nature is a big deal for us. We do a lot of fishing here locally.
Heard you're like the crappie master.
No. I wouldn't even whisper that to me. I like to fish. That's what I like to do.
I seen you just got you a new boat
Yes, new boat,
and new truck,
new truck.
and
is
you're
nice.
you're committed.
Yeah, well,
Joe is committed, guys.
I figure after a certain amount of years, you could start spending a little bit of your money before you.
Yeah, well,
Don't
that's
have the
one
ability,
thing that
so.
gives you peace and happiness
Oh,
is fishing. So why not put your money towards
You're the
that?
same way with your boat. Every week in the summer, Adam, what are you doing? I'm on the boat. I'm on the boat. I'm on the boat.
I'm a little upset.
I
man.
said, you want to go eat, bro? No, I'm on the
Yeah,
boat
you still
right
haven't
now.
got your boat yet. Right?
Yeah.
What? Are you staying the night on? I might.
Yeah, I've done that a few times.
No.
Actually enjoy it. You know,
That's where his peace is.
yeah, believe it or not, alone or with people, it don't matter. You know, I just like to be on
Like
the
be on the
water.
boat, yeah.
And it's becoming that time of the year. You know, we got our salespeople wearing shorts now, and it's 80 plus degrees and sunny.
My jet ski's gonna be fixed.
It's going to be a lake season. Joe, am I ever going to get you surfing on the boat?
Probably not. I'll probably be the only islander that does not like to surf. So
Wow.
I'm the fishing guy, and
Okay.
I've tried surfing, but it's like a.
It takes a little bit. It took me a lot to get up.
Nah,
When I finally got up, I was like, I loved it.
Anything funny that you could say? Like, is there a funny story that you can remember from this place, whether it be between salespeople, a situation, Mr. Eakin, Kellyanne?
I have one. When we went out to dinner.
I'm
When we all went
careful
to
with
dinner.
that.
Okay.
That was the funniest thing.
What was?
I don't know if I can say it, but it was funny.
Oh, is that whenever
Yeah.
Joe was doing
Man,
mariachi
I love
music?
you, and I love you,
Skip.
and I love you. And he's all like, hold on, what about me? Oh, yeah, you too.
I don't know what he's talking about.
He's talking about my boy Clint.
Yeah,
Skip.
it was the funniest thing ever, man.
And the funniest part is because he made it a point to say, "Hey,
Hey,
I'm sitting right here."
you don't remember that?
Yeah, I don't really remember that.
No, remember when she was like, we were all talking, and she's like, I love you, Marcus. I love you, Debbie.
Who is this, Kimberly?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love you. And then here's Clint, and then she goes, and I love you. And it's like, hold on.
That is kind of funny.
Almost fell out the chair.
You know, you got to have a sense of humor and have fun. You know,
Absolutely.
It's
I
all
agree.
about having fun and camaraderie and doing what you love to do. And, you know, one of the coolest things about being blessed to be in this industry is I just don't feel like I really go to work every day like it's like a job. What would be some advice, Joe, that you would give any new salesperson coming into this industry? What would you give? What kind of of advice would you give them?
I mean, I think the advice in general is that you got to have a level of integrity.
Okay. That's a good one.
After somebody buys something from you, everybody will get 101 ways on how to buy a car, not to buy a car, and people will remember what you do for them. Not after, but during that time frame. They'll put two and two together. And to be successful in this business, you got to have a steady flow of people. And the only way that happens is if you take care of them.
I've always said that you take care of the people and the money always follows.
Yeah, it comes. It will. So,
well, we're gonna have to wrap it up on Eakin It Real. Joe, it's been outstanding having you guys. Joe's been with the company for 28 years. Between you and Kenny that we had, that's 59 years of loyalty to Mr. Eakin. That's pretty awesome.
That's Eakin It Real.
That is Eakin It Real.
Eakin It
Joe,
Real.
do you have anything that you'd like to say to your listeners out there today that are tuning in just to see you?
come by and see me. Have a cup of coffee. You know, you don't have to buy, but I will try. I'll say it like that. You know, but no, honestly, just if you're ever in the area, stop by and say hello. You know, it's always good to see people come through, even if they don't buy it. We want them to, but even if they do, it's just one of those deals where I appreciate the company of people that I know. So
real quick, just because I know some of the things came out, and I know you've been looking at them, what are some of the things that some of our consumers can look forward to as far as deals go this month?
if you have not seen the new Telluride, I would tell you you've probably been under a rock, but it's an absolute beauty of an SUV.
We can't keep them.
We can't keep them under. The lease programs are so aggressive again this year or this month. We still got 0% on some of our vehicles that we have that are 26 models.
And that's up to 48 months and 60 months on certain models.
Certain models, yeah. So, and then you can get extended terms that we have that'll help lower payments. But there's so many different options that you get now to where being able to buy a car, is going to put you in a situation that we don't have to put money down now, and with the rebates and the rates, it makes it to where people can afford their payments.
Yeah, I've noticed it's gotten a little easier with these finance rates getting down there a little bit. It's been a struggle for the last 4 years. So if you've been the person that's been not buying a car deliberately because of the rates or anything like that, it's time to come see us. It's time to come get you a new whip.
Yep.
Joe, if you could tell anybody the best car to buy today, what would it be?
Ooh, I would have to say the Telluride. I'm so impressed with the Telluride. So.
27 Telluride, guys. That's it for us today. Eakin It Real, Champ,
You get it
Joe.
real, man. Hey, if you need a new car, truck, SUV, you already know to holler at me. I'm going to get you off your feet and in the street, off the rubber heels and also rubber wheels. Remember, only deal I can't beat is a deal I can't see. Now, for real.
And if you don't know, my name is Joe.
Big Joe, not the little one.